So a little while ago, I took a business trip out to Vegas. Here's the fountain in front of the Bellagio as proof that I did, in fact, leave my house. I even wore pants at one point, which I absolutely love doing. And as soon as I got back from that trip, I pretty much turned around the next day and went with a couple of friends to Chicago. And as you can tell from all of these videos, I absolutely love traveling. Okay, I'm kidding. I actually really love traveling, but I just thought it'd be funny to show off my resting bitch face. Anyway, this video is not just going to be me flexing on the fact that I step outside every now and then. I do want to talk about something. So while I was in Chicago, I stopped at a store called Kinokuniya. I really hope I'm saying that right. But it is the closest place that I have found that I could buy physical copies of manga in Japanese. So while I was there, I went ahead and bought a whole bunch of them. And now I'm just going to show them off. Now, I'm sure you've seen other people with their mini libraries full of manga. I'm going to assure you now, this is not going to take that long. I do not have that many. But all of these are in Japanese, and they're from anime that I have seen before that I really liked and just wanted to read about. So let's go ahead and go through these. All right. First off, here we have what I have started reading, which is Horimiya. And this is the first two volumes. I really like the story. It's a really good rom com. But as you can tell from my bookmark here, this part is what I have actually read so far. So I have made great headway. But in my defense, my vocabulary is tiny. So it takes me a while to actually read because I have to look up every fucking word. One thing that I do want to kind of show off here, see if I can find a good example. So in Japanese, there's basically three different vocabularies. The kanas are really easy to learn, and kanji is a bitch. That's all I'm gonna say. And for people like me, okay, here's a see if I can get my shitty camera to focus here. Uh, there is this thing called oh, if I remember the word, uh, furigana, I think is what it's called. But it basically has the oh, come on, camera, you can do it. Come on. Oh, hey, hey, there we go. But it has the kana right beside the kanji to kind of help you read. Because I cannot read the big ones, but I can read the small ones. Provided that, I can actually read them because they're tiny. But, wait a second. I just realized something. Let me see if I can get it to refocus. It is. It is flipped. It should be on the right side. And it is on the left on here. Okay, whatever. So apparently my camera flips all of this. So I guess it's gonna work on the front too. So everything is flipped. Oh well. But that part I just wanted to show off because that is really helpful for people like me who are still like learning and don't have a good vocabulary and are just trying to read what they can. All right. So the next one here is Hunter x Hunter. I don't pronounce the X. I know some people do. I don't really think it matters. Whatever. Say what you want. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this one. I just really like the anime, and I really like the manga too. Actually, I'm completely caught up on the manga. At least I think I am. And if I'm not that going to be that far behind. There's like one chapter every 5 years, maybe. But yeah. So all right, next up is World Trigger. Wait, whatever. I didn't realize I could put them in order, but I don't remember if I did that with the other one. So, oh well. I really like the way that he draws like faces. Let me see if I can find an example here. Uh, this might be too small. He draws eyes with basically just like three lines, and gee, I could have sworn I had a good example, and I just didn't. Okay, let's see if this shows up very well. Kind of. But those are basically like three lines to show like the closed eyes and the oh there it goes. Kind of focuses it in there. In real life, that would basically just be the lips would just be duck face, and I would absolutely hate it. But for some reason, when it's drawn out, I really like it because it shows off the smugness The best way that I can describe it. I don't know. But this is really good at showing like the tactical, not the face, obviously. The manga is really good at showing off like the tactical side of fighting. I don't know how accurate it is. Obviously, my guess would be that it's not because it's manga. But I don't know. Maybe I might look into that at some point. Okay, so the last actual manga that I have here is Kaguya-sama. So this has two different covers here. I just want to show that off. So here's the first one. All right, come on, work with me here. And then right behind that, there's this other one. That's a little bit different art style with it. This is definitely my favorite romance type anime. I absolutely love like the humor in it, which it's not like a very controversial topic. Everybody loves this show. But the manga, one thing that is different from all the other ones that I've shown off so far. See if I can find some good examples here. All right, you've done well so far, camera. Work with me here. This does not have the furigana with it. This has just the kanji. It's not gonna focus, of course it's not. Oh, there it goes. There's no help with this. So this is basically they went full gamer and just said get good. So if you this is not something that I'm going to be able to read for a long time, unfortunately, because with as slow as I read the other ones that I actually do have help with, there's no way that I'm going to get to that anytime soon. So now that we've gone through the manga, here are the few light novels that I have here. This is Bakemonogatari, which this is actually like a hardcover, kind of. I'm not sure. I mean, it's still paper, but the book is actually inside of this here. There's nothing really on the front or the back, but this is a quote unquote light novel. There's just words. At what point I mean, this is thick. At what point is it no longer a light novel and it's just a novel? I need to look that up because I feel like this is just a novel at this point. But most of them are called light novels for some reason. From what I have heard, and I know in the English version there's a lot of wordplay, and from what I've heard, there is a lot in a little bit of art here. What was I saying? In the English, there's a lot of wordplay, and I'm pretty sure I've heard that in the Japanese side, there's a lot too. So this is going to be a very long-term goal for me to be able to both read this quickly and be able to understand all of the inside jokes and wordplay and everything that's with it. But I still absolutely love this series, so this is something that I really want to be able to do. I just don't see it happening anytime soon. Okay, last but not least here, I have the first 4 volumes of ReZero. Let's see if I can get through all of these. I'll just put these down. ReZero is probably one of my favorite anime, and I've read the web novel of these, and I know that I really like the story, so I'm really wanting to be able to go through and read all of the light novel version. This is definitely more of like the light novel. There's kind of the still same idea where it's not a manga, obviously. It's just like words. So it's going to be a while before I can actually read through this. But I can already tell there's a lot more furigana in this one than there was in the Monogatari one. So this may be a little bit easier for me to read, but it's still going to be a while before I can actually, sit down and read all of this. And that's it. Like I said, there's not a whole lot, but for me it is. I am very much a minimalist. I don't like owning a whole lot of things, but I've kind of made it an exception when it comes to manga because I want to have more of a selection and I want to be able to actually sit down and be able to read them in Japanese to kind of get, some sense of accomplishment from learning this language or attempting to learn it, I guess I should say. But for now, I just don't have a whole lot. It's not very big. And like I always say, it's not the size that matters, it's how much pleasure it brings you. Wait, no, that's not what I meant. Size doesn't matter. Don't bring anyone over to see it anyway. Spend money to make it bigger. Okay, I need to stop.